Hello and welcome to the Lawrence Farm. This is a special video dedicated to my grandson. On his visits to the farm, he was particularly attracted to our John Deere Diesel Gator. The Gator is a real workhorse around the farm, and these are a few of its many tasks. From moving hay feeders, and feed troughs, to moving dog houses, it's in the middle of just about everything. It hauls tires and helps get the tire-changing equipment out into the field where the dead tractor's located. It's good for spreading small amounts of seed. It carries sections of net fence to control grazing and tows moms with triplets off for special care. These are heavy supplement tubs that the pallet lift carries very nicely, and then there is spraying herbicide to control invasive weeds. Water tanks on the Gator carry water and are particularly important during prescribed burns to renew the understory. The John Deere Gator is quite the workhorse around the farm, and so for last Christmas the family pooled their resources and bought my grandson his own Gator-like vehicle. I thought it would be fun to do a comparison of the two vehicles. As you can see, they are both good for carrying animals. So here we go with a comparison of a John Deere Diesel 4x6 Gator and a Toy Star all-electric 4x6 UTV. As you might have guessed, the Toy Star UTV has a remote control capability. There'll be more about remote control later in the video. With apologies to John Deere and per my grandson's usage, we will call his vehicle the Gator. And safety first, of course, the Gator has a seat belt. It also has a very satisfying startup sound. Just like the John Deere Gator, there is not an abundance of legroom, but it seems adequate. The two seats are hard plastic, and for long rides some added cushioning is nice. We are going to haul some hay over to Jeffrey and Jackie's shed. The dump bed on the Gator has a swing-down tailgate, similar to the John Deere Gator. So with the hay loaded and the tailgate back up, grandson and granddaughter are off to deliver hay to Uncle and Aunt. Granddaughter decides that enough is enough and decides to ride with the camera crew. Grandson continues on making sure that all puddles are adequately traversed. I wonder if this is indicative of anything, but grandson often seems to choose to go on the road less traveled. From the hay barn, across the fields, and through the woods to Jeffrey and Jackie's shed is not a short trip. As measured using Google My Maps, it's a transit of about 1.2 miles. And we had done a little bit of driving around my place before we got started, so it wasn't a fully charged battery. You can see the red shock absorbers on the front wheels, and the rear wheels have a little bit of give to them. But still, over an uneven road, it's still kind of a rough ride. It does well through the water crossings, yet I wouldn't want to go too deep. Each of the four wheels is driven by a 24-volt electric motor powered by the 24-volt battery under the seat. The Gator has two forward speeds, controlled by a switch on the dashboard, a low speed and a high speed corresponding to 1.8 and 6 miles per hour respectively. It's been quite a trip, but we're almost there. This last bump into the shed is a bit too much for the Gator, so we decide to dump the load right at the door. The dump bed is motorized and controlled by a switch on the dashboard. Job complete. And this is very similar to the John Deere. It has a tailgate and a dump bed that's controlled by a switch at the dashboard. We then decide to go down Jeffrey and Jackie's driveway about 2/10 of a mile to visit guard dog Rosie and some goats. One of the features of the Gator is that it has a radio.
Music playing.
There are a couple of channels of music, a large speaker so that the music can be played way too loud, and also a separate channel that connects via Bluetooth to a phone music streaming app. After saying hello to the dog and goats, we head back up to the house, and I figure we've gone about 1.5 miles on this battery charge.
Go! You have to go as far as you can.
We keep getting low power warnings, but pause a little bit and the battery seems to regenerate a little bit and we can keep going a little bit. So we slowly try to work our way back up to the barn.
Low power. Low power.
Oh, there it goes.
Low power.
Low power. Well, I think it's saying low power.
Low power.
We eventually make it back up to the house area, and then we use the available lifting power to get it into transport to go back to my place and the charging location. Once recharged, it's ready to go again, and so let's take care of some chores like taking the trash up to the side of the road for pickup.
That's good. With the tailgate.
So with the chores done, I thought we should take a look at something else. The John Deere Gator has big, huge, high flotation tires on it. It does really good in off-road situations. I think we should check out how the Gator does in off-road situations. But this is just a sand pit. We need to find something more challenging. I think it's time to check out the dirt pit. sometimes it needed a helping hand. Stuck?
Back up. Oh.
Stopped by an ant nest. These things are nasty, and it looks like it can get stuck. Back around the house and barn area, we check out how the Gator 2 does going through tall grass. It demonstrates the four-wheel drive on the rear there. The four-wheel spin. So enough about that. Daughter-in-law is going to talk about the remote controller that comes with this Gator.
Okay, so we have 3 speeds on the controller. Currently on the fastest speed, 1, 2, and 3 speed. We can go forward, or we can go back. Hold on. And then we can go right or left. The little one can still steer it, but I can correct her at any point in time. So she can still go right or left, but then I can, kind of like a driver's ed car, I can still correct her if need be, if she's going to go into a pole or something. There also is park, where if I do the park, it overrides it completely, and they can't start the car. They can't go anywhere if I park it. I can be controlling it, and then all of a sudden she can turn right, so then I gotta correct her. So that's the only thing, you kind of have to be careful. And there is a distance, so if they get too far, it stops. So then I can't, then I gotta get... Go in? Overall, it's a great feature for little ones who want to drive and are not able to drive.
Finally, granddaughter will review some of the features of the Gator.
How do you turn off the Gator? Okay. Yeah. Let's turn on the Gator again. Show me turning on the Gator. All right.
Connection.
Is there a radio?
Yeah.
How do you turn the radio on?
Time out to give Thor some hugs.
How do you turn the lights on? Yeah, here's the lights. Turn the lights on. That's the door. Can you get in? Oh, look at that.
Can you buckle up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've got seat belts.
Buckle up. Buckle, look. Show me how you buckle.
There's the horn. You beep the horn. Now lift the bed. Okay, bed down. Good job. Bed up. Bed down. Leg room. What about leg room? We have plenty of leg room here, don't we?
Wow.
You have lots of leg room?
Yeah.
Okay, that's forward and reverse.
And we'll finish up the video with a view of the back end of the John Deere Gator delivering hay out to a holding pen. While the John Deere Gator can probably haul a larger amount of stuff, if you have a young one to drive it, I think an all-electric 4x6 UTV would make a valuable contribution to a farm's equipment list. If you have young ones that need to be entertained or that need to relax, check out my video to the right here. All it is sheep moving about with lullaby music in the background. Thanks for watching. See you next time.